Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into the fascinating topic of how to get rid of bad habits. So, what exactly are bad habits? Well, they're behaviors that we repeat regularly, almost automatically, and have a negative impact on our physical or mental well-being. Like that tendency to stay up too late, making us groggy and unproductive the next day, or spending hours on our phones, causing us to miss out on real-life experiences. How about those indulgences in cigarettes, alcohol, and sweets that harm our health? Or neglecting to drink enough water, leaving our bodies dehydrated. And let's not forget the habit of spending too much time sitting or lounging on the couch, leading to a sedentary lifestyle. These are just a few examples of bad habits that many of us struggle with. But don't worry, we've got some tips to help you break them. Now let's move on to discuss how we can break these bad habits. To do this, we need to employ 3 key strategies: making your habit invisible, unattractive, and difficult. Let's start with the first one. Making your habit invisible. This means removing the cues that trigger your bad habits. If you tend to waste hours on your phone, try keeping it out of sight when you're working or spending time with family. Or if you're trying to cut down on sweets, don't keep them in your home where they're easily accessible. Next, we need to make our bad habits unattractive. This involves shifting our mindset and associating negative outcomes with our bad habits. For instance, if you're trying to quit smoking, remind yourself of the health risks associated with this habit. Or if you're trying to stop going to bed late, focus on the lethargy and lack of focus that comes with insufficient sleep. Lastly, we need to make our bad habits difficult. This could mean adding obstacles that prevent us from falling back into our old patterns. If you're trying to reduce time on your phone, you could use apps that limit your screen time. If you're struggling with drinking enough water, carry a water bottle with you at all times so you're reminded to hydrate. But remember, these strategies aren't a one-size-fits-all solution. They need to be tailored to your unique circumstances and challenges. The key is to be persistent and patient with yourself. Breaking bad habits doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires commitment and consistency. And while it's important to focus on breaking bad habits, it's equally crucial to replace them with good ones. This is because our brains are wired for habits. And if we don't give them a good habit to latch onto, they'll revert to the bad ones. So, as you work on making your bad habits invisible, unattractive, and difficult, start thinking about the good habits you'd like to establish in their place. Adapting these strategies can make the process of breaking bad habits much more manageable. So let's dive into how we can establish new habits in the next segment. Stay tuned! Breaking bad habits is great, but replacing them with positive ones is even better. Let's discuss how to do that. First, let's think about some potential goals you might have. Maybe you want to move more, get off the couch and go for a walk in the park. Perhaps you're dreaming of running a marathon, or maybe you want to start eating healthier, cut down on the sweets and add more veggies to your meals. You might be aiming to achieve your desired weight, or you might want to spend more time nurturing your social contacts. Any of these goals can be the starting point for your new habit. But how do we go about establishing these new habits? Simple. There are 3 key things to remember. Your habit must be clearly defined, easy to implement, and obvious. So, what does this mean? Let's take moving more as an example. Clearly defining this habit might look like deciding to go for a 30-minute walk every morning. It's specific, it's measurable, and it's achievable. Easy to implement? Absolutely. You don't need any special equipment or training to start walking more. And obvious? Well, setting a reminder on your phone or placing your walking shoes by the door can make it pretty hard to forget your new habit. Or let's say your goal is to eat healthier. A clearly defined habit could be replacing your afternoon chocolate bar with a piece of fruit. It's easy to implement. You just need to buy fruit instead of chocolate. And to make it obvious, you could keep a bowl of fruit on your kitchen counter where you can't miss it. Remember, the key is to start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire lifestyle in one go. Instead, choose one new habit to focus on. Make it clear, make it easy, and make it obvious. Then, once that habit is established, you can start working on the next one. By following these steps, you can trick your brain into forming new, healthier habits. We've discussed what bad habits are, how to break them, and how to establish new, healthier habits. Let's take a moment to recap some of the key points from our discussion. First, we explored what we mean by bad habits. Remember those late nights, excessive time spent on your phone, the occasional indulgence in cigarettes, alcohol, and sweets? Or perhaps the lack of hydration and too much time spent sitting or lounging around? These are all examples of bad habits that can negatively affect your health and well-being. Next, we delved into strategies to break these harmful routines. We learned that a habit must become invisible, unattractive, and difficult to continue. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with perseverance and patience, you can slowly reshape your habits to support your well-being. On a more positive note, we also looked into establishing new, healthier habits. We discussed how setting clear and achievable goals can help in this process. Whether it's moving more, running a marathon, eating healthier, reaching your desired weight, or nurturing your social connections, it's important to define these goals to give your efforts direction and purpose. Just as with breaking bad habits, there are also simple steps for establishing good ones. Your new habit must be clearly defined, easily implementable, and obvious. Over time, these new routines can replace the old ones, leading to a healthier and happier you. Now, it's your turn to act. How do you get rid of bad habits? We're eager to hear your strategies in the comments below. This is a journey that requires dedication, patience, and self-awareness. But remember, every small change can lead to significant improvements. So, take that first step, however small, and embark on your journey to a healthier lifestyle. Good luck!